In the ancient Near East, there was a fate worse than being executed, being turned into a joke. When Hanun shaved half of the Israelite ambassadors' beards and cut their robes off at the hips, he didn't just insult them, he stripped them of their legal and social identity. David's response wasn't just kindness, it was a psychological quarantine. He told them to stay in Jericho until their beards grew back, because, in that culture, a man without a beard was a man who didn't exist. This chapter isn't just about a war, it's about the high cost of recovering stolen dignity. In ancient Israel, King David's story stands out. A shepherd boy who became the nation's greatest ruler. He united the tribes, established Jerusalem as his capital, and led a prosperous kingdom. David remembered a kindness from Nahash, king of the Ammonites, and sought to honor him by sending condolences to his son, Hanun. This was a genuine gesture of peace, meant to strengthen ties between Israel and Ammon. David's trusted officials carried his message of sympathy, but in the world of ancient politics, even kindness could be misinterpreted. As David's messengers approached Ammon, suspicion and mistrust awaited them. What began as an act of goodwill was about to spiral into conflict. The stage was set for a dramatic misunderstanding. One act of compassion would soon ignite a war. David's messengers arrived in Ammon, but instead of welcome, they faced suspicion. Hanun's advisors convinced him that David's men were spies, not comforters. Acting on fear, Hanun humiliated the envoys, shaving half their beards and cutting their garments. This public disgrace was a direct insult to David and Israel. The messengers, shamed, waited in Jericho until their dignity could be restored. David's compassion turned to anger. The insult could not go unanswered. Hanun's reckless act shattered any hope of peace. The Ammonites had made a powerful enemy. War was now inevitable. A single misjudgment had set two nations on a collision course. The drums of battle began to sound. Realizing the gravity of their insult, the Ammonites braced for war. Fearing Israel's might, they hired thousands of Aramean mercenaries, spending a fortune to build a coalition. The battlefield swelled with chariots and soldiers, Ammonites at their city gate, Arameans in the open fields. News of this alliance reached David, who quickly mobilized his veteran army. Command was given to Joab, David's brilliant general. Israel now faced two armies, positioned to attack from both front and rear. The odds were daunting, the threat real. Joab and his men marched into a dangerous trap. The fate of Israel hung in the balance. The decisive battle was about to begin. Joab saw the danger, enemy forces on both sides. He split Israel's army. The elite would face the Arameans, while his brother Abishai held the line against the Ammonites. Joab and Abishai pledged mutual support. If one faltered, the other would help. Joab rallied his men. "Be strong, fight for our people and our God. The Lord will do what is good in his sight." With courage, Joab led a direct charge at the Arameans. The Arameans, shocked by Israel's boldness, broke and fled. Seeing their allies run, the Ammonites lost heart and retreated behind their walls. Joab's strategy and faith turned the tide. Israel won a stunning victory against overwhelming odds. The threat was crushed and peace restored. At least for now, David's kingdom stood strong. Good. This story is more than a tale of ancient war. David's offer of peace, rejected and twisted, foreshadows a greater story, the coming of Jesus Christ. Like David, Jesus offered grace and reconciliation, but was met with suspicion and rejection. David's envoys were shamed. Christ himself was mocked and crucified. The Ammonites' trust in worldly power failed them, just as human strength cannot save. Joab's victory came by God's hand, not just strategy. David's authority was established through both mercy and judgment. This points to Christ, the King who offers peace, but will one day judge evil and establish his eternal kingdom. 1 Chronicles 19 whispers of a greater king, a deeper rejection, and a final victory. The story of David points us to the hope found in Jesus, the Son of David. Are you ready to continue? Just click here and come along with me to the next chapter.